I'm joined by John Jacobson, the owner of Liquid Assets Pools. Liquid Assets is a premier full-service in-ground pool construction company, serving customers in the St. Louis metropolitan area and the Lake of the Ozarks. John, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, Heather. How are you doing?
I am great. Thank you very much.
Good.
Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into this business?
Well, I started building them when I was in high school. It was kind of a fun thing to do, during the summer, and would get ready for football practice by building pools in July and August. You're down in these pools in 110 degree heat. It's kind of a good workout, but that's kind of how I cut my teeth in it. So I've been doing it for quite a long while now.
Well, and we're moving into the fall and winter months, so some people might think, well, this isn't pool season, but actually for people that have been considering installing a pool, this is actually the perfect time to get started.
Well, the weather's the best now. February is usually too cold to do much concrete work, and March, April, and May are usually pretty wet. We've recently had, I think, 2 of the last 4 years of the rainiest seasons in St. Louis history.
Building a pool is obviously a highly involved process that you've mastered. Tell everyone sort of the stages from design all the way through the finished product. What are some of the stages they should expect?
The first, stage of the process really is to get the permit going and, work with the municipalities in getting the plan done and approved.
And then to get to the finished product, obviously it depends upon how intricate the design of the pool is, but ballpark, what's an average? Are you looking at 3 to 4 months? Are you looking at, a year?
I usually say 45 dry days, if it's not too muddy and we can get in there, and it's to our advantage to get it done quickly, and we want that same goal as the homeowners do. So.
John, there are many different elements that make Liquid Assets pools unique from the competition. Let's start off with materials. I understand there's different types of materials for pool construction, but you prefer concrete. Why is that? Right.
Well, there are 3 types of construction in-ground pool construction. There are fiberglass pool shells, and a lot of people hear the term fiberglass or pool shell, and those are prefabricated. They're made in a factory somewhere in the United States, and they're shipped in, and they're craned over your house, and they're laid in a hole. We don't do those kind. The homeowners just never seem to be very happy with them. The only thing that really keeps them in the ground is the weight of the water. So if you ever lose your water, they pop out of the ground. So it's not a very good construction. Also, there's a vinyl liner is a second type of construction. Vinyl liner in ground pools are basically an above ground pool that is cut underneath the ground. So you dig it out and you put in a vinyl liner, but we don't do those either. The vinyl liners tend to cause a lot of maintenance and headaches for the homeowners. So we really only do the 3rd type of construction, which is the concrete construction. It's a little bit more expensive because it's a lot more, more material is involved in it than the other types of construction. A lot more labor as well. We had put rebar steel cage, and we pour concrete all around the rebar cage, so it gets to be pretty labor intensive, and that's why it costs a little bit more, but it's by far the best construction. I think it's 60 or 65% of all the pools in the United States are built out of the gunite concrete material, so it's by far the best material, and that's really kind of where we concentrate our efforts.
Tell us a little bit about some of the design elements that you offer.
Well, one of the features that a lot of people hear about, but they don't really fully understand, is the pebble material. The pebble that goes, it's actually the plaster that covers the concrete pool shell. The concrete pool shell is porous, and the water would, eventually eat through it. So you seal it with a finish, a plaster finish of some sort. And there's a pebble material. Stonescapes and Pebble Tack are some of the names that are out there that we use, and those names are they're products that we bring into St. Louis, and they're actually put on and troweled on with like a regular plaster would be, but that seals the pool shell and keeps the water in, and it's a beautiful look too.
John, I know as a homeowner myself, one of your biggest fears is you get into a project with a contractor and then you can't get a hold of them. You don't know what's going on, where you are in the process, how far behind you are in the process. So
it drives me crazy.
It does drive you crazy.
The guys who build the wood deck on your house, they don't show up.
Exactly. You expect them and they're not there in the morning. So you really pride yourself on communication.
So we're really based on it's a communication type of company. It's a strange thing to say for a construction company, but we're all about the communication end of it and being able to do the work with customers almost as friends and to be able to talk to them, and they can always talk to us, and feel free about asking any question anytime.
Well, John, if someone would like to get started with you, how do they reach you?
Well, the best way is to go to the contact page on the website, and you can click through. It'll click through to us, and we'll have your information and get back with you in 24 hours, usually a lot less than 24 hours. So we'll get you going real quickly.
And of course, they can always call you at 314-822-SWIM.
That's right. And even if someone's not in the office, the phone will transfer. So someone will almost always pick up the phone when you call.
Perfect. Well, John, thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, if you're looking to build your first pool, or perhaps you've built a pool in the past with another company, you've moved and you'd like a pool at your new residence, Liquid Assets should be your first choice. They will take you through the entire process step by step and keep you well educated and informed, and there will be no surprises, other than maybe finishing your pool a little bit ahead of schedule.